activities. Many times I have to put things I want to do on hold. An example is the school called me to talk on sexuality education to the children on 26th, Children's Day. I have an engagement there that will pay me enough to take them out to do a lot of things. But I have to think about it. Should I go and take this teaching engagement to a school, or should I go to my children's school? I have to leave the money aspect, and I'm going to my children's school. And I know that everybody here has something they have put on hold, right? Maybe you have a business, you put your shop on hold. Maybe it's not, you don't even have a business, you work 8 to 5, but today you are supposed to be resting, doing chores. I know sometimes I have to go for my children's PTA or something. I'll have to hire someone to come and do my chores, do cleaning and all of that, because I want to go for PTA. Now, after all these sacrifices, sometimes I always wonder, I didn't plan to start like this, but I was there. I just remembered a post I read this week. A 19-year-old boy died. A 19-year-old boy allegedly died from illicit drug overuse. He was in 300 level, studying petroleum and mechanical engineering. And I sat down, the thing made me cry. It wasn't the first time I was reading something like that anyway, but I was deeply touched. I imagine all the times the mother was pregnant. When I was pregnant, I ate bitter cola, I ate ginger, I ate tom-tom. Because of all the stress, they will tell me that bitter cola it has nicotine. If you call this, I will drop bitter cola. I was always picking the stress. I remember when I was in labor, all that stress. What about the midnight when your baby is crying? You know, when you are sleeping, that is when they want to wake up and cry. All that sacrifices. What about, if I ask you, everybody, you want to travel, you want to go for summer, you cannot do that because you need to pay child school fees, you need to buy food. What about all of that? What about the times you went for PTA when you're supposed to be sleeping? Then not to talk about the school fees. Not to talk about I have a big boy. Then at 19, the boy died. People died. Teenagers died. It happens, natural causes. But this one, drug use, that is the boy used his hand to call death upon himself. It is heartbreaking. It broke my heart, and I said, God forbid, it is not my child. It is not the child of anyone I know, because how would the parents be feeling? But something I know for a fact that the boy did not just start taking drugs. It's not automatic. It wasn't automatic for the boy. He didn't just wake up one morning to start taking drugs. Things would have happened. A lot of things had happened before he decided to experiment with drugs. Now, one of the things I always say to parents is, we are all a product of how we were raised. Our children will be a product of how we are raising them. People just don't wake up one day to start to be who they are. You will see things happen. I teach children in school, and I always tell them something. If somebody steps on you, and you hit the person, and I say, why did you hit her? You will say, because he stepped on me or she stepped on me. I will tell them, you did not hit her because she stepped on you. You hit her because you choose to hit her. So everything we do in life as human beings, we don't do them because we do them because we choose to do them. We are motivated to do them. Something makes us do them. The same thing happens to children. And one of the reasons, one of the ways we react to things is because of how we are programmed, how we are raised. So if the boy wakes up one morning and is smoking, it's a lot of factors that have built up to make him to take that decision. And this is what parenting is all about. Parenting is all about. Our topic today is parenting with a vision. Parenting with a vision. Now we want to sit back and look at our children and how we actually want them to turn out. Before I go into parenting with a vision, I actually want to, let me introduce myself. She has introduced me. but I feel like to talk about myself a bit. My name is Eniye Orebo, and I consult for parents. I'm a parenting coach and mentor. I have a community where parents come together, set vision, and set goals to realize their vision. I also coach and mentor children. We work with schools. I'm the founder of Beyond Etiquette. It's an organization where we partner with schools, we teach children manners, etiquette, leadership, we build character skills in children. That is basically what I do. My first book is Understanding Your Child. I have very many books, over 20 books. This is my first book, Understanding Your Child. Now this book is dear to my heart. This book opened my eyes because I have a background in psychology. When I was writing this book, I didn't just want to write anything that entered my head. I wanted to research. I wanted to find out things, real things I can refer to. And when I was writing this book, I learned a lot of lessons. That everything we see today, parenting plays a great role. Everything we see today an adult becomes, parenting plays a great role. So we have a role, or rather we have a choice to actually determine how we want our children to turn out. People always say it's luck. I don't know. A lot of people say, I bet there's no manner to life. It's luck. I always want to look at them and say, if it's luck, why are you sending your child to school? If it's luck, there's no manner, why do you send your child to school? Why don't you leave your child at home and let the luck play out? If it's luck, you are not feeling fine, why do you take drugs? Why don't you just relax and let luck play out? If it's luck, if you go meet parenting coaches, marriage coaches, they will tell you, this is how you do, this is what you do. Why don't they tell you just leave your marriage, let anything play out? No, nothing is luck like that. There is a process to everything. If you are taking your time, one of the major skills parents need today is research. Read and research. If you have researched people global changers, you have research on people. I have a community, one of the things we very much is research. We take one or two persons and we read about them, we see how they were raised and everything, what their parents did right and what we can learn, what their parents did wrong and what we can take out. If you read their history, people you know, it is not love. There is a process to it. Elon Musk was the richest man. Read about him, how he was raised. He did not become the richest man from nowhere. Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook, read about him, how he was raised. He is replicating that in his child. Come back to Nigeria. Read about people. Coach Charis, I was reading about him the other day, I was wild. Tony Elumelu, read about how he was raised. Dangote, just read a bit about them. You will see that there is something that is constant in all of them. Something that there's a pattern that runs across. Let me bring it home. One of the things I always say, I know every client has something that is unique to them, a good thing or a bad thing. Let me bring it back to Nigeria. I always say, know with pride, though, that an average Nigerian seems to have corruption in them. Not with pride because I'm a Nigerian. An average Nigerian seems to have corruption in them. Just sit back and think about it. We have politicians, they take our money, they run away with it, they misuse the money. We sit back and we blame them. The other day, I have a friend in Canada. She wanted to build a house in Nigeria. She didn't even want to build a house in Nigeria. Somebody told her, there's a land in Abuja, there's a very choice area, and everything there is just by now. Before you say Jack Robinson is appreciated, and she brought in money. Okay, they said build. They bought the land for her, built the house. She gave the money, gave us some things to start the foundation. Is it what they call that thing they put on the floor before they start laying the foundation? They want to make the ground strong. Fine, okay, man. They charge her and everything. She sends the money. After sending the money, the man, she doesn't see the man again with the money. So she told a mutual friend of theirs. That one said, that man is wicked. How can he? He betrayed me, and called me, he's mean, he's this one. That one now went after the man, got the man, and the money was returned to her. Because of the way that one went passionately about looking for the man, and all the things, all these names we called the man, she decided, okay, bros, you handle the project. Till today, that second person that went to help her retrieve the money, we are still looking for him. She had to call DSS. Not just that. Just look at we always sit down and blame politicians. Just look at every single, look at the person selling. Do we know that your drug has expired? You want to sell it. It happens. You will buy, I remember when spaghetti, everything was expensive. I bought a pack of spaghetti. I only cook 1.5 because I have a family of 5, husband and 3 children. I cook 1.5 to take to school, everybody's okay. I cooked 1.5 and my kids took it and it was finished. I was wondering. So one day I went to meet one of my friends. We were just talking. I said, even spaghetti has reduced. She now said, I hope you're not buying the 400 gram. I said, 400 gram. I don't know, I'm buying it now. It's the same price, the 7.5 or something. That was 7.5 then. She now said, no, there's one of 6.8, there's one of 7.5. She showed me the difference. So that's how I went home, I looked at it. I said, so I've been buying 400 grams. I went to the man and said, I did not know that was what he knew. That was 400 grams, but he chose to sell it to me at the price of the other one. When he knew very well that that's the one I buy. Corruption everywhere. Just I can go on and on talking about a lot of things, how these things reflect in our daily choices. The average Nigeria, the one that has a shop, everything. I'm sorry to say, the single wives, you see money in your husband's pocket, you take it. You don't show, you don't talk about it. We just have this thing almost imprinted in our DNA. What do you think is the cause? It is from the way we were raised. We've had a template that we were parented with. That is why all things we do, they are similar. If you are not a victim, rather if you are not the culprit, you will blame another person. Oh, they are wicked. But when it comes to you, you are likely going to do the same thing. I always say to people, become a politician tomorrow, become the governor tomorrow. You are judging them. They are not doing well. Everybody knows that. But you become the governor tomorrow. Let's see what you are doing. Let's see what you will do differently. So, there's something fundamentally wrong in how we have been raising, how we were raised, how we have been parenting in our culture. And that is what we need to look at. We need to look at. Now the truth is, some people get away. Some don't get away. Yes. One of the reasons why we keep doing what we are doing is that some people get away. Very many people get away. The other day I was reading something on Facebook about a mother and the son. The mother, the boy is also Yahoo. So the mother took the boy to Babalawo to find out how the Yahoo business can. I don't know if anybody read it. How Yahoo business can prosper. Excuse me. They now said he was his favorite sister and raped and killed the favorite sister. The boy was hesitant. The mother now convinced the boy, raped the sister and killed the sister. I saw a post like that in Ogun State about a year ago. Then I saw this what happened in Lagos. It was when they were going to, because they were giving instructions to dump her body in the sea. Because when they were going to do that, they caught them. They caught them. You know, something, I was saying that girl was caught, right? Not, I'm sure, I'm certain there are many other people that have done things like that. They got away with it. But the boy did not get away with it. Now, because people get away with it, that is why we keep doing what we are doing. But if every time someone does something like that, the person gets caught, we will learn. But people get away with it. Now, what I always tell parents is that the fact that someone got away with it doesn't mean your child will get away with it. It doesn't mean your child will get away with it. Your child may become that person who will not get away with it. So what is the point? Why don't we just play safe? Instead of raising these children, encouraging them on this path that you don't have control over life. You don't know who will or who will not get away with it. Why don't you just play safe? Sorry. So anyways, that wasn't my intention today. It just came in on the spot. My today's topic is parenting with a vision. Parenting with a vision. One of the things that I realized is that parenting has become tougher than it was before. A lot of things have happened, and it is becoming more of a task for us to raise these children. I have 3 children. I know exactly what it is. The other day on Facebook, somebody put that each time she's going to school, she sees some children, these six, the oldest, going to school with the other one, their parents, no guidance, nothing, and they are crossing the express road, and she was very angry that some parents are being responsible. And many people came for her saying, and when we were growing up, was that not what we used to do? We used to trek from there to there. You are spelling your children and all of that. People were blaming the poster for calling the parent that allowed the 6 years to take the 4 years to school irresponsible. And I sat back and I asked myself, do we realize that things have changed? Do we realize that things are no longer the same at all? When I was going to school, I grew up my grandma in the village. I don't remember, I know that the distance was something else, and we used to trek to school. If you attended Koko Gari, if you know Koko Gari, we attended Koko Gari before 6 now. I wasn't born in an era they said you have to cook it. I wasn't born in that era. So I was born in an era where you slate. You carry your stool, we call it joko, you carry your stool on your head, you put your slate on it, you go to school. That was, you would trek mine, you trek distance to school. But I told them, I said, there were no flexi cars. Sometimes you trek from now till Osho, you will not see a vehicle on the road. There were no fears of kidnappers. We didn't have fear of ritualists. We didn't have fear of pedophiles. So times have changed. You cannot say, oh, because your parents allowed you to trek from Maisu to Ikorodu, you've turned that it's okay, you want to allow your child. Times have changed. However, in the fact that times have changed, people are still raising children who are doing amazing, and that is our job. I was looking at some things that have really changed this era, and I was looking at the role of AI. So we have a lot of work to do in parenting. We have a lot of work to do, especially as technology and science is making the world crazy. Technology is built for man to help us, but technology is destroying a lot of people. I was listening to one commenter and he said, children of these days don't understand processes. That's hard work. Do you blame them? Everything is almost easy. You want to pound, no longer mortar. You have to use your, what is it called? Blender or food processor. You want to grind, you use blender. All those things we did, they no longer will do them. Life has become easier. So it's a lot easier to raise children who are lazy, who are laid back. At the same time, as life has become easier, life also has become enticing and attractive. So it's also a lot easier to raise children who are susceptible to crime. I don't know if you understand it, because social media is one of the game changers of this time. You agree with me? It is crazy. I don't know how we met through social media, and I'm here all the way from Irawo, before Ikorodu. I am here. The same social media has made people to do crazy things. People want to go into rituals, kidnapping, fraud, because they see social media fake lifestyle being celebrated. They see someone, I can do my recording here now, and I give an editor. They remove this wall, they put something else. Someone will think I went to Dubai, I went to the US to do my to speak to parents, and someone else sees that. So we have a lot of work to do. Now, apart from social media craze, do you research on one of the things I do? I also encourage parents to do it. One of the things our parents did not do, they did not parent with a vision. When I mean parent with a vision, they did not see the future. They did not attempt to see the future. That was why everything was forced. A lot of things. One of the things I encourage parents to do is to attempt to see the future. When you attempt to see the future, you will know how to raise your child. For example, there is artificial intelligence. Everybody should know about that. It is springing forth. The last time I read, I heard that 70% of the jobs we have today will be no more in a couple of years. 70% of the jobs we have today will be no more in a couple of years. So what does that mean? We are parenting our children for a world we don't even know. That is just the truth. When I was growing up, my mom is a professional secretary. She's a continental secretary. She went to school to learn secretary. She's still alive. She is an amazing shorthand writer. I'm not sure many people know about shorthand now. Shorthand writing. Shorthand is a way of writing that secretaries used to know it then. They take minutes. So as I'm talking, and everything I've said, if I have to write it, everything I've said, I have to write it, you may still be in the first thing I was saying. Please come again, please come again. But shorthand writing can just take a whole sentence in one stroke. Yes. They don't like that shorthand. Maybe instead of I'm going to school, I'm going to look I'm represented in something like this. That's shorthand writing. My mom was a professional shorthand writer. Then typewriter. Oh, you know typewriter, that old one, we had it in my house. That was it. But today, I'm not sure if I read typewriter and ask my child what is the typewriter, they will be like, Mommy, what is this? I don't understand. They will not have any idea. If I bring shorthand, they will tell me, this looks like Arabic or something. That is how fast the world is. That was my mom. Now, so that one has changed. I remember if I want to fill my gas, I'll have to drive all the way to a filling station, a particular one, to fill my gas. But now, I'll just walk to the next door, fill it. What about POS and money transfer? When they used to queue in the bank for hours. But now, AI has come, artificial intelligence, and we don't even need research. We don't need World Economic Forum to tell us this. We just need to know by ourselves, see with our eyes, that the jobs that are today, in a couple of years, those jobs will be extinct. Those jobs will be extinct, and new jobs will come on. That's one. What about science? Have you heard of the age reversal? That one is the crazy one though. Me, I'm waiting to see how it will work out. That death will only happen by accidents in less than 3 decades. That is, in less than 3 years. In fact, their projection is 2045. By 2045. By 2013, right? 2045. That's less than 30 years now. That death will be only by accident. The only thing that will kill people naturally, maybe accident and all of that. Age will no longer kill man. Disease will no longer kill man. Malaria, HIV, AIDS, cancer, nothing will kill man. Age, when you get to a certain age, you just go and take drug and you be fresh back. Age reversal. That is the one that is, at a point I had to unfollow, I had to deactivate them on my email. I had to stop subscribing to their regular email. So before people would drive me crazy, time to drive me crazy. They start making me doubt God. And is it a lie? If you look at the way science is going, you will realize that these things may not be a lie absolutely. In the midst of this, in the face of this, people will succeed, people will thrive, people will live good lives, people will be unhappy, people will be depressed, people will be sent out of the market, just as a lot of things have happened. So my first task for you, as you sit back, dear parents, I actually want you to close your eyes if you want and see your child. See your child. If you are here, it simply means that your child is still in that age of governance where you are directing them, where you are guiding them. And age will come, you will not be the one guiding them again. They will be the one guiding themselves. And all these realities will come to play. A lot of challenges will come to play. This science and technology will come to play. Is anybody following the movement for the gay agenda? Is anybody following the movement? Gay, lesbianism. If you are following the movement, it's crazy. They now say, children, you don't have a right to call a child a boy or a girl. Leave the child alone. When they grow up, they will decide whether they want to be girls or they want to be boys. Does that even make sense? Does that even make sense? It is crazy. So the one I want you to do, parents, at least close your eyes and imagine your child as an adult. Because what we are doing is we are not raising our children for today. We're raising our children for tomorrow, right? That is it. I read somewhere that your success as a parent happens when you sit back and look at your child and they are giving you joy. It may not be all the money they have, but just the joy, the happiness you get from knowing that your child is successful. And success means different things to different people. I know of someone who got high blood pressure because the son and the wife got divorced. He was broken into pieces. So for him, his son has failed him. So success means different things to different people. So what I want to do is to imagine your child as an adult. Imagine your child as an adult. What picture do you see? What picture do you see? You can just give it something that will help you think. Imagine your child as an adult. Look at his face. He's your child's face. His leg. Everything he's doing as an adult. What image of him do you see? Let me tell you what I see. I deliberately sit back and visualize. Let me tell you what I see when I look at my children. I have 3 children. I see my kids flying in private jets. I see them enjoying luxury vacations. I see them standing in the midst of millions of people and touching lives. I see them stepping into stages and people giving them standing ovation. I see them finding solutions to the problem of mankind. I see them doing a lot of amazing things. Of course, I have my sons. I see them married to women and not men, God forbid that thing. I see my daughter marrying a man and not a woman, God forbid that thing. I see my children marrying the opposite sex. I see them having luxury vacations with their children. I see them donating to charity, blessing lives. That is what I see. Are there people living that life today? Yes. There are people who live that life today. So it tells me that if I'm not kidding, one day I was talking to parents in my group, I said, one of the things I don't understand is each time I'm visualizing my children, because it's an exercise that I deliberately do. And after the visualization, I stand up and I say amen to it. Even though I know that there is work to be done. I say amen to it. One of the things I always tell them, I say, funny enough, each time I visualize my children, I have never seen anyone wearing a coat and tie. I don't know. I don't see them wearing coat and tie and maybe carrying briefcase. Is it that I don't get it? I always see them just being casual, maybe sport t-shirt, jeans, and they are being amazing. I said, is it that their profession is not in the coat and tie profession, or a time will come when coat and tie, suits and tie rather, will be completely extinct from the professional world? I don't know. I do this. Now, why did I ask you to do this? Why do I do this myself? And why did I ask you to do this? Because one, I know that people are living this life. And our children also can live this life. That is one. Secondly, because there is a process to it. If anyone actually visualize with me, I ask you what is visualize. I don't think I'll see anyone who visualize the child dying of drug use at 19. I always say I have never seen a parent who doesn't want to work for the children. But yes, we see people who don't turn out well. What is the problem? I have never seen a parent who doesn't want to work for the children. I have never seen a parent who doesn't want the child to grow into responsible and successful adults. Yet you have people who are struggling these days. I have never seen parents who want the children to die of depression. Who want the children, even their marriage to be broken? Who want the children to be unhappy in their adult life? Yes, we see parents, we see these things happen every day. So what is the problem? This is where, again, parenting with a vision comes in. Parenting with a vision. As much as you have a vision as a parent, you have a desire as a parent, there is a big picture you have in your mind. There is something that is important. Your actions as a parent must align with your vision. Your action as a parent must align with your vision. I'll give you a practical example. When I finished my second university, my daddy said to me, of all my children, you are the one that likes books. Because growing up, I brought my grandma in the village. So by the time I came to join my siblings, and I have 3 older sisters. They are big. You can see that I'm small. two younger brothers. So I was just looking like a biscuit among them. Plus the fact that they grew up in the city, they grew up experiencing all this as their whole life. Me, I grew up my grandma in the village, so I experienced a kind of life. So when I came to join them, I was just different. So the only thing I could do then was read all the story books. You ask me all the story books of my time, I read them. If I knew then, I would have dedicated my time to reading self-help books. I didn't know about that. Reading all those love stories and all of that. So my daddy said to me, I'm all my children, I want to love to read those. So when I retire, I'm going to put my money together to send you abroad for masters. Before he could even say it, before he could finish it, my mom that was not there, African mom, she had appeared. No. When she gets to her husband's house, that was when she would do that. I mean, no motivation, nothing. I just went my way. Years later, after I was married, my mom and I sat down. If you know, I'm from Edo State. If you know Edo family, having a child abroad is a big deal. Anyone from Edo State here? Having a child abroad is a big deal, right, sir? Or if you like, be the father of the president, put down to your pocket. Let your child be abroad is a big deal to them. Whether you are, my parents are educated, very educated. Whether you are educated or not, having a child abroad is a big deal. So one day my mom and I sat down and told me after I was married, and she said, wow, all my children, none of them is going abroad. Now I have a sister and her family in the US. Then none of us was abroad. She said, all my children, none of them is going abroad. I looked at her and smiled. And of course, you can't say anything to African mother. I said, so you even want your child to be abroad, you get her for mind. Now you know, say, you had a vision of having a child abroad. You did not walk the path. Now this is where we have it as parents. We have vision, just like my mom. She had a vision of having a child abroad, but she did not walk the path that will lead to that vision. What did my dad do with his retirement money? He went to build a house in the village. The house in the village now, nobody stays there. Even the pastor that we put there, my dad sends him money to clear. Nobody stays there. Nobody visits there. Even when my dad travels, they don't have any need to stay there. I don't know what the house is doing there. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, it's retirement money. I'm not going to be feeling entitled to it. But my point is, my mom had a desire, she had a vision. But walking the path to the vision was the problem. This is what very many of us parents, we don't realize. If you have a vision, that was what I had to visualize, because the truth of the matter is, many of us parents, we don't have visions. Have you ever sat down to look at your child in the future, how your child will be? It's not just by raising your child, go to school, no. There are different phases of life. How will your child turn out? How do you see your child in his when he's married, in his family? Do you see him as someone, an abuser? Do you see him as an adulterer? Is that what you see? What about business? Donald Trump, when he opened his company, after a while, he went to grass. He stood up. There are people that crash land. Someone in Lagos recently, about last year, he committed suicide. And they were saying the man is a big man. He owns a very big business. People were saying he was in debt. Things will happen. Life will always happen. Especially in this era, when we are saying that 70% and more of the jobs we have, our children will not do them. They won't function. In the job will be extinct. How do you see your child? Have you ever envisioned that? This is practical. Practical. So if you have ever seen your child in a particular picture in his adult life, then the second question is, are you walking the path that will lead to that? Are you walking the path that will lead to that? That's the question I want everybody to think of. Are you walking the path that will lead to that? You want to build a 3-story building. They will tell you cannot use 6 inches block. You use 9 inches block. Because it's 9 inches that will give, is it 9 inches they will tell you? 9. Because that will work, that is what will make the wall firm. So do you want to build a bungalow? Are you raising a bungalow and raising a 3-story building? Are you using 3 inches block? Are you using 6 inches block? Are you using 9 inches block? Dear parents, you must have a vision. If you take your food and call your parents now, they will tell you that they wish you had done that differently. I am very certain because my dad had high expectations. They knew me. It's not even that I speak English then when I was growing up, because all I did was read novels. So I knew my tenses, I knew everything, I knew how to do everything. It's not now that a lot of stress and all the drama has made everything go. He had a vision, he had something he had in mind. Ah, this my daughter, he will be a lawyer, he will be this and all of that. Today I'm something. Today I'm something. He may not be regretting my life, but I'm sure he will wish there was a different thing. So all of us, sit back. Do you see your child in the future? What do you desire of that child? Another thing I want you to think of is, because we always say God forbid when things happen. We criticize when things happen. But the truth of the matter is, these are things that our children will face. Someone will say, I remember there was a time something was trending. A male lecturer was asking for feminine favor in exchange of grades. I don't know if you ever saw it. The man is in jail now. Everybody will condemn the man. God forbid, this man is this man is that. Let me ask you, your son will be a lecturer tomorrow, your daughter will be a lecturer tomorrow. They will be in that position. Even the girls will come and open their laps and come and do like this. How will your child respond to that? How will your child respond in the face of that temptation? All politicians are corrupt, they are corrupt. Now we have politicians that are corrupt. It's truth, they are corrupt. Your child will be a politician tomorrow and will be given a lot of money to probably change figures or do something. How will your child respond? Now these are things I want you to sit back and look at. Sit back, seriously. Your son will get married tomorrow and maybe the wife will talk back. How will your son respond? So what reports do you want to get of your child tomorrow? Domestic violence. He was arrested for domestic violence. God forbid. Rapist. He's serving a jail term for rape. No. Oh, he committed suicide because he couldn't cope with economic pressure. God forbid. What report do you want to get? For me, when I think of my children, I want to get a report of donation to charity. I want to get a report of inspiring the nation. I want to get a report of blessing lives, touching lives. I want to get a report of bravery. I want to get a report of modeling positive life to people. And I know that as a parent, I need skills to do that. And I know that as a parent, I need skills to do that. My children need skills to be able to do that. And as a parent, I also need skills to be able to do that. I know that I have a role to play, so I'm not just going to say it's by luck. And I don't want you to also think it's by luck. If it's by luck, you would have sat in your house today and just wait for luck to transport you here. Luck is not transport you here. You stood up, you had your bath, you had your breakfast, and you walked to this place. The same thing happens. I have done series of research. I have research. The other day I was researching on Fela Anikula. You know Fela, the late Fela. I just got curious because I know that I have always read that the mother was the first one to drive a car in Nigeria, even though she was not the first one to buy a car. She was the first one to drive a car. So I was not just wondering. I read about her and I realized that her own parents were strong people, activists. That is Fumilayo and Sikuti. Student studies teachers should know her very well. Her parents were strong activists. So she got the activism from them, from her parents. So she too became activist. When she went to the UK to study, she said no, she don't like racism. She dropped her name, Francisca. The English name they gave her, she gave it back to them. Say, carry your name, I don't want. I'm proudly Fumilayo. She took her name and she ran with her name. The lady who gave her baptism, when they christened her, she gave it back to them and gave that Fela. Did you see what Fela was doing? When Fela became Fela, he was speaking fearlessly, with bravery, with his voice. His children probably would have been able to do that, right? But something happened along the line. He broke that circle of activity, maybe because of his lifestyle. Because of his lifestyle. So his children, when he raised them, confusion entered. That activity, instead of that activity to be passed on, but some of the children, they are still trying now. They are still strong and all of that. What does that tell you? What does that tell me? There is a pattern. As I visualize my children, I know Okay, sorry. Let me finish on the roles we can play as parents, the roles we need to play as parents if we want to raise the children we want to see. I know the children I want to raise. I don't know about the children you want to raise. I cannot force my vision on you. It is up to you to sit down and create your own parenting vision. It is very important. If you have your pen and your biro, please write it down. Create your parenting vision. If you don't have your pen and your biro, you have your phone, record it down. Create your parenting vision. Because when you have a plan, my grandmother used to say, when you know where you are going to, you will know the road to take. If you know where you are going to, you will know the road to take. If you don't know where you are going to, you will take any road. There is one part of this book, Alice in the Wonderland. I so love the great. I don't know if anybody has read it here. The children would have read it. When Alice was going, asked the cat, which road should I take? And the cat asked her, where are you going to? And Alice said, nowhere. And the cat said, then any road you can take. That is the truth. If I'm teaching my children choices in school, I always tell them that when you get to, and choice and peer pressure, when you are going to a Ikorodu, you get to the life is like a bus stop. Everybody is stopping at that place. But if you are going to a Ikorodu, will you follow the person going to Lekki? You have to look for a bus going to a Ikorodu because Ikorodu is where you are going to. If you are going to Lekki, will you get somewhere? You will get somewhere, but it is not Ikorodu you are going to get to. That is the truth. So as a parent, you need to create your parenting vision. It is important. Sit down. Visualize your child. When my child is an adult, what report do I want to get? If my child is making headlines in the news, what would they be saying about me? What would they be saying about me? Would they be saying, oh, like Aaron Pelly, he was a musician, his music blessed souls. However, he's going to spend a lifetime of for child molestation. Is that the news? I tell myself, God forbid. If he's making headlines, what is the headline going to carry? Sit down and ask yourself that of all your children. What report do you, because that is where you become successful as a parent. When your children are successful too. So you ask yourself, if my child is making headlines tomorrow, what is he going to be? What is he going to be? What is going to be the headline? What is he going to be making headlines for? To make headlines for economy, for having so much money, economic empowerment. Then you want to start teaching him how to make money and how to manage money. Forget the fact that we were not taught. We were winged, and these are results. You may not. I read somewhere that your life, when you have children, your life is on hold to raise your children. So you need to start learning how to teach them money management. We have people who made money. My neighbor, he was telling me a story. He said he was a manager of, I think Wema Bank, not Wema Bank, sorry, Allstate Bank. Anybody remember Allstate Bank here? When I was in school, there was Allstate Bank. He was the manager there. He said, what was their money now? And they used to pay them well, not now that everybody is coming from. They used to pay them well. Those were when everybody wanted to marry a bank, everybody wanted to be a bank. But the manager there. He said one day, you always fly abroad with the family and all of that, enjoy life. They always believe that what is there? One way they want to do after, one day they come, one day save and what is there? He said one day his driver was taking him somewhere. So they now passed through one. Coincidentally, the driver now said, Augustine, my house was there. So he looked at the name of the street. It was the driver's name that was on the street. He now said, my family played this one. The driver said, no, I'm at my house. Now your house. As in, is it your father's? I said, no, I need to first buy that for here. Then the name of my street. The street now my name. So you now see a house. That's where you live. Him, Oga, he's living in rent. How does that even make sense? So that was when the driver told him that they have cooperative as the drivers. So if they give you your money at the end of the day, it is compulsory. You must do something. The other excuse, maybe you say you send your children abroad, they will leave you. You must build a house. You don't buy car. You must build a house. You must start building. It was compulsory. So all the drivers in the bank, they all had houses. At least they had land. He said, now there is all too much. The city did not go and build a house. And guess what? Years later, all state bank closed, right? He got job with another bank and it was not so fantastic again. Thank God he managed, his wife pressured him, he said he doesn't want to live in certain areas. His wife pressured him to live in certain areas and he built a house there. And I've seen people who I was told were once bank managers, you see them and they are wretched on the earth because they lost their jobs, they couldn't stand. So I don't want to raise a child who likes to throw lemon at and to remain on his job or remain on his position. I don't want that. This is why you need to create your parenting vision, bearing in mind your parenting, the reality of our time. So let me quickly share some of the roles you need to play as a parent to raise the child in your big picture. Emotional support. Emotional support. Children need emotional support to grow. Children need emotional support to thrive. Children don't need abusive parents to thrive. It is very important. Emotional support. One of the things we don't realize is that children are human beings. We don't know that. If we don't know that, a child will cry, tell a child you cry too much. Really? I was sharing something one day, and people were like, it's a child now. I said, children, you know that they are human beings. When my son lost his toy, I would take him to look for the toy. Why? He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't have a car. If I lost my car, I know how I will feel. If I lost my phone, I know how I will feel. That toy that you make him say, you see another toy you are crying for, that is his phone. That is his car. So you know the way you feel when you lost something. That is the way your child feels when he loses anything. Children need emotional support. So one of the things I will tell you, please, never ever beat a child when your child is crying. When the child has emotions, don't trivialize their emotions. They need to be able to understand. Now, this is what happens. When we let children, people bottle up their emotions. We trivialize people's emotions. These things don't go away. It remains there. A time will come, they will explode. A time will come, you are choking the thing. Like they say, if you push a goat to the wall, you will fight back because there's no place to run to. A time will come, they will spill over. It is that spill over that manifests in dysfunctionality in the society. It is that spill over that we see happens in wrong choices adults make today. So one of the things your child needs is emotional support. Understand your emotion. The way things go happen to you, the way things you feel, it is the same way your child feels. When you are hungry, your child, that same thing, when you feel, same way your child feels. And you know the funny thing? You are grown. You have experienced life. So much so that you don't talk. You don't talk. Like one sitting, so your body don't talk. Your child body never talks. So the thing will hurt times 2. It's like somebody slaps you. I see your cheek now. When you don't take cook for kitchen, you don't take enter Nigerian song, you don't hard small. Your child will see soft bread and get bread, so then you come out for it. So when something hits him, you don't feel pain more than you. So emotional support is very important. By emotional support, remove abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, remove it. I beg you. You are not helping children. When you are beating, you are shouting, you are not helping children. You are not correcting your child. You are abusing your child. It is when we grow up, we become hard-hardened. We grow up, we don't care for other people. Because when we were growing up, we were not taught how to care for people. Something happens to someone, we don't show concern, we don't show empathy. Because we were not taught to show empathy. We did not learn to show empathy. Please, emotional support. Support your child emotionally. I'm surprised children are going through puberty. Some parents don't even have any idea. The other day, I got a few messages about puberty. The child, the boy wakes up in the morning. He had erection. A 13-year-old boy. And the father was advising him. See you, useless boy. You are watching porn before you sleep. Why would you have erection? And I'm like, in this generation, this man is learned. This man is a big learned man. You are abusing your child for having erection. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? For boys, erection is normal. From 1 year, it is normal. When my son was 7, he came to meet me, "Mommy, why does my penis sound like a soldier?" I said, "Because you have a functional system. Your body is working. Because you are a man. Because a boy, you are going to a man. Because you are healthy. That's why your penis is standing." And I told him as you grow older, it will stand more. Even sometimes in the night, it will stand more. It was a teachable moment. So you beat your child because he had some parents, children have wet dreams. Oh, dear parents, if something happens to your child, you feel it's a misbehavior, you don't have an idea, don't conclude. Don't jump into assumption, my child is spoiled. I was telling so I put on Facebook and I said, if you even deliver an emergency, your child does something, you beat your child, go, or somebody comes to report to you want to tell the person that I don't take nonsense, so you just beat the child, go. I said, it is not an emergency. And the man said to me, "Now lie, believe it's an emergency. That's why you spoil children." You say, what if you see your child calling somebody stupid, idiot? Won't you just correct the child? I said, no. You see your child calling somebody stupid, idiot. Your child is not just jumping from the sky and start saying stupid, idiot. Something happened to it. If you go to the hospital, you have a headache. Doctor will not just tell you, go and take malaria and go and take paracetamol. They will tell you to go and do tests in the lab, right? When you do tests, they will say you have malaria or this headache is a sign of stress. It's another sign. When your child misbehaves, even when your child steals, it's a sign of something. A child steals. The one that is trained in that is gambling. A child is gambling. It is not beating. It is a sign of something. What you need to do is, what is responsible for this? Why is my child stealing? When I was in school, I had this story in my book, Understanding Your Child. It was my grandma in the village. Then in GSS 1-2.